Now we will have the third part. We could observe that the SWOT analysis will help me to understand the capacity of my organization to sustain their mission, interest, and purpose according with the very premise as foundation. The increasement of weakness indeed is a consequence as decreasement of capacity as strength. We could check this by the human resource department compared with the outsource. If the human resource is the line as premise and the outsource the outline, I can have this distribution inside this area here, having a division and trying to understand the very first act as hiring process of my employees as two groups: human resource hiring process, outsource hiring process. If you had some area here, indeed this area is the area with interest or take advantage as decreasement of human resource. I can track this. This, of course, that will impact, for instance, the IBM. If it's doing a big, project at the 8th, named the Deep Blue, the information dripped, the Deep Blue turned to a big fail. If my company is having as core business the nuclear activity or a military process or project as white label or whatever, and you had the failure inside by the human resource, of course that will impact. For instance, I can have no bullets in a critical situation when I have the struggle against a group of criminals or something like this, because the human resource that prepare my machine gun and the bullets is kind of outsource, have no commitment with the stability of my system, the traditions of my organization, and for sure industry is tradition, despite you sometimes do not get the point about this. The other thing that we could have is the distribution. At the global system we have four quadrants, I would say: alpha, beta, gamma, and theta. The integration of all give me the sigma. The information at this, considering hours I review and the failures inside that are made and placed by variables at the distribution as weakness, which has the hiring process as the premise or root cause that you can take and divide by two groups as human resource and outsource, considering this group take advantage of this, will allow you to understand that each block indeed you have A up to Z, I would say. And this presentation here is one up to 145 nations. And in each one of those nations, I will put one up to 145. In each one of those nations, I will have a value as a letter to make things easy to understand. Nation 1, conjuncture A, and this conjuncture will be divided on as in general 27 states, and A, which is an identity here by different moment, as 5,000 cities. Distortions, conjunctural distortions, these happen on public budget, considering all events that we had on present time, because indeed we had the disruptive event at the market that could work or have the proper result despite you had the continuity of taxation. And then you had your public area, you have your corporative area, the integration of both by failures inside and the interests on the chokehold expose others area here that are take advantage of these transfers during this period. And if they are having kind of a big result in a moment that you have a disruptive event as workforce at the market. This is something that you must consider question to the public area as institution, to their corporative area as institution. But they will offer this because indeed they have failures inside and a commitment from the top to the bottom as part of the failure at hiring process that you had to protect this. We offered yesterday an agreement, and if you deny it in the way we have, you kind of will be exposed like this. It's the idea of the distribution of institutional power that we have as the justice, the government, and we have the Congress as chairs. We have failures in each one of them, but those failures outside, we set a bubble with a storage as behavior. This bubble gives me the idea as line. This is the idea of columns. In the same way, the hierarchical distribution of transnational organized crime by failures from the deep inside of public institutions. And this indeed will be the validation of the theory that you can request all this at the public budget, and you must have a single event to request this. The single event is the Brazil fintech scam. And the Brazil fintech scam has distortions at the age considering the white collar crime operation third win and the cybercrime Africa 2029 up to 2021 project net Interpol. Then we will make another movement. We will stop here 7 minutes and we will continue the fourth part of this presentation, and I think that's enough.